Then you've got Mikai Gbayor. Now, this is a guy that's got a lot of experience. I don't think it's crazy to say that this is going to be a guy that's probably going to play a lot for Carolina too. I think they will rotate 3 linebackers, which is different from what they've done the last few years. You look at Mikai Gbayor these last few years. He's spent the last 4 years at Nebraska, then transferred in the offseason to Missouri, ends up transferring again, and now is with Carolina. You look at the action that he saw in 2023, finished with 24 total tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and half a sack in 242 defensive snaps and 152 special team snaps. That was back in 2023. This past season, he played in 12 of the team's 13 games, collecting 49 total tackles, 6 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 3 passes defense, and 2 fumble recoveries in 375 defensive snaps and 130 special team snaps. So not a guy that's been a full-time starter, very comparable to what we're seeing from a lot of these guys in this room and comparable to what we saw from Kamori House. But I think the fact that he has been around for a while, he's been a part of a Big Ten defense. I get it. Nebraska, certainly not the best defense in the Big Ten, but not really that bad. Their biggest issue has been their offense has never really been that good, really since Bo Pelini left. And so I think this is a guy that could really help Carolina in the middle of that defense. I think he can rotate in at either spot, either that middle linebacker spot or that weak side linebacker spot. And I think he really does bring a lot to the table. I mean, this was a guy also that some people were looking at as an edge rusher, so he might be able to get after the quarterback just a little bit for you as well.
Yeah, I think you like the versatility, the flexibility to use him at 2 different linebacker spots. And maybe he's a guy that, with his ability to get after the quarterback is someone that Steve Belichick uses, as a blitzer, as a different body to get after the quarterback. I think you like the fact that he's coming from Nebraska, so has experience playing, at the power conference level and the conference that just produced back-to-back national champions. And I think the biggest thing that you mentioned when you were setting, the table for him is the rotation. And while you look at him and Kamori House, maybe they're not full-time starters, but maybe they're not going to be asked to be, because there's going to be legitimate rotation for them on the field, which I think is going to be a welcome sight to Carolina fans. Just because we know how, especially with the offenses you face, with the amount of plays you play, it's easy to get worn down. And so I think while, yes, you would have maybe loved to put guys in that have all this full-time starting experience, there's nothing wrong with adding guys that are going to play 300, 400 snaps, because that's probably what the game plan is going to be for them going into the season anyway. And so I think between him and House, they kind of really balance each other out. And then you have Simpson there, so you've got a really good, top 3 at the linebacker spot. That, as I mentioned, is the room as good as it's been in the past couple of years? I don't know, but it's in as good of a spot as it could have been once you lost Campbell to the transfer portal. So really excited to see how these guys are going to be used, because I think they're going to be better coached. They're going to be better with their fundamentals, better with their technique. And I think, the 3 of them really give this back 7 a chance to be the strength of the defense, which is something we have not said in quite some time in Chapel Hill.
Yeah, I really do think that this is a good 3-man linebacker rotation. And that's the thing, is that it is going to be more of a rotation this year. We've been asking for that for years, because one of the things about the linebacking core is that it's always been really good to start the year. And then as the year goes along, they seem to wear down, because there is so much responsibility that has been on their plate, and there's nobody that can rotate in to actually help them. So I think this is a group that you feel pretty good about. Now, the thing is that behind them, you don't really have anybody else that you can trust just yet. Now, are there guys that I think have potential? Certainly. I do think that there are guys that you look at and you think can turn into some players back here. But really, it is this trio that is going to have to carry Carolina early in the season. And you're hoping that after that, some other guys really do start to emerge. I think that this is a linebacking core that when we come back and talk about them at the end of the season, we will, and I do my position grades for the year, we will look on this group pretty fondly, and we will say this is a group that had a lot of success for Carolina. I think Kamori House could grow into a star. I think maybe early in the season you'll see more of Gbayor out of the gate so they can sort of ease House into it.